My son sacrificed his life to save me. These powers are not a gift, but a curse.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome to my review, or my chat for Black Adam. Yeah, the new Dwayne Johnson DC Universe movie that came out about a week ago. I've had the chance to see it. I wasn't overly enthused, but there we go. So I'm here to share my thoughts on this movie. So let's get into it. Okay, yeah, so Black Adam here. As I said prior, I wasn't overly enthused going into it. Very low expectation. Wasn't in a rush to see it. But what can I say? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but there is a but, and it's that but that I want to focus on. What can I say? So the story of this is, obviously, we're sort of introduced to Black Adam when he's younger. I'm not going to go into any of the twists, because there's twists. So if you've seen the film, you know the twists, right? So we're introduced to Black Adam when he's younger, and we see a bit of his origin story, how he gets imbued with the powers of Shazam, how he's then imprisoned, and all this sort of stuff. And then we jump forward to modern day time into this sort of fictional Middle Eastern country that's under a regime of occupiers, shall we say, who wants its resources, who are searching for, well, who wants to drain the country of all its resources and this sort of thing. And the country's been under siege, shall we say, for about 20 odd years. And no one's come to help. But when Black Adam returns, when he gets freed, the Justice Society step in, sent by Amanda Waller, to stop him, to basically catch him and imprison him, and all this sort of stuff. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into the plot details here. You're probably watching this, you may have seen the film, you might be watching this, you've not seen the film, and you don't want to be spoiled on anything in a sense like that. But, okay, so we'll leave the story there. This film runs for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Now, what can I say? I enjoyed it. Like I said, it looks great. It's, you know, it's quite fast paced. But like I said, there's a but that comes with that. Like I said, I wasn't overly enthused to see this film. I can't get enthused to see any superhero film now because I've seen them. I've seen this film before. In every other superhero film. This is the problem. This is where the problem lies. You know, this film here, it just feels like I'm watching mishmash of every other superhero film that's come before. What I mean is, obviously, taking aside the fact that Black Adam is essentially the same power set as Shazam, which he is, so we've seen that there before, but they introduce a young child into the film, so it gives it that Billy Batson, well, Billy Batson is the boy who became Shazam, but Shazam with his little young friend, it gives it that kind of a sense to it as well. The Justice Society, very much set up like the X-Men, with the you know, the mansion and the bloody jet under the ground that opens up and lets it out. Dr. Fate comes across as exactly the same as Doctor Strange, with the same powers, splitting himself into multiple persons, and a thing that looks like that he does, it looks like the mirror dimension, effects like that around him. You know, Cyclone, you got a character here that is the same sort of power set as Storm in the X-Men. Then you've got Atom Smasher, who does Ant-Man and increases in size, so you get the Ant-Man effects, and he's wearing a Deadpool mask that's blue. What I'm saying is that I know comics have always taken from one and another. They've always copied. There's always, but now in film, nothing seems fresh. I don't feel that I'm looking at anything that has any freshness to it. I'm watching it and I'm just seeing what I've seen before, and therein lies the but for this film. But other than that, you know, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. The story's not overly strong. It's just a lot of smashing and action, all this sort of thing. And you got this silly story about this crown made out of Eternium.
By the power of Grayskull.
Which is a rare material. A rare material that is found in this fake third world country, or this fake Middle Eastern country, which also there's stuff there. And this is much like comes into play the sort of Black Panther stuff. So again, another sort of superhero film that I feel that I'm watching. And then the film does sort of weaken in its third act, in its final battle, in that it goes down the territory that Wonder Woman did. I will say that. If you remember the third act of the first Wonder Woman film, where you've got the villain, then it becomes a big CGI monstrosity. You get that again. You get a blooming sky beam, and you get an army of just faceless, droney type of things thrown in for the mix. There's a lot of this stuff going on. The Justice Society themselves are very sort of underdeveloped. We don't really get to know much of their history, where they come from, the characters there. They're just there in the film, and you're sort of expected to, okay, well, there's a geezer with wings who can fly like a hawk. The wings appear. Atom Smasher, okay, there he is. You know, his father obviously had something to do with atoms, and was the original version, played by Henry Winkler. The Fonz, you know, what casting that was. That just sort of like came out of nowhere. But you know, as critical as I'm being, the film was fun. Dwayne Johnson is great on the screen. He commands the screen. He's got fantastic screen presence. I can't deny that. And his fantastic casting for this character. And I want to see more of Black Adam, because he's got that darkness about him. He isn't good. He isn't nice. He'll kill people, which was kind of refreshing to see. And yeah, so it was all good. The one thing I will say is that I felt I was watching a Marvel film as opposed to a DC film. Did anyone else have that? I felt this was more Marvel-esque, that they've taken a few tidbits out of the playbook of Marvel, with elements of humour and this sort of a thing. So overall, an enjoyable movie with a lot of butts to it. I will say, with the cast, I did like seeing the actress back. Sarah Shahi, I think her name is. She was the mother of the boy. I used to watch her in Person of Interest. She was in that for about 50 episodes, I believe, and she was fantastic in that. So it was great to see her back, you know, in a project of this calibre. She should be doing more. Pierce Brosnan was good. He was good in it. He brings a sort of gravitas to the role. Although I'm not sure whether he feels comfortable there in this sort of a film. But overall, a decent time was had. I really enjoyed it. I will watch it again. Just be aware of the buts. This is AJ. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.
I never said I was a hero.